Really the work starts now, developing an academy. It was tough, it was fun, but now stepping up to the professional level, more responsibility, so I got to take that on board and keep working.
When did you get an idea that you were going to get signed?
I found out kind of back in November. That's when the talk started happening. They said we'll have a conversation later on. And then when I came back from Christmas break, after I was with the 17s there in California, talked in January, and then it slowly built up, and that's when I signed.
So when you were with the team during the preseason, did you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do this really, really well? Or was there any pressure at all, knowing the contract was kind of dangling out there?
I didn't really think about it,
Okay.
to be honest. It was more so for me, it was more of like earning the respect of the guys, going out there, working hard and listening, taking everything they say on board because they've been there, they've done that. So I just was trying to learn from them. The contract really didn't cross my mind too much during preseason. It was more just earning the respect of the guys, doing my best, having fun.
What have you learned?
I've learned a lot of just simple like tips, tricks in the air, defending crosses, just kind of like the little side of the game, just stuff that can make what seems like simple things even easier. So just those easier things to help.
And who's been teaching you?
People like Miles, Brad, Alex, even Mikey when he's down with the twos has really helped me out. Those guys, I would say.
And so what are your goals for this season?
My goals for the season with the USL, I want to make the playoffs. I could be mistaken, but I don't think the twos have made the playoffs before. So that's the big main goal for us this year. Individually, I think I want to step up and see how big of a leader I can be in that twos locker room. I know I'm new, but there's still a lot of kids that have less appearances than me, so maybe I can be that shoulder they can lean on and help them out.
Do you have a timeline for yourself professionally? Twos this year, first team next year, for example. What are you?
Yeah, so I know my MLS contract becomes active next year, so obviously I want to see how much I can make of that right away. I know it's going to be a work in progress. It's not going to be an all of a sudden thing. I'm going to have to work for it, but there's no real timeline. I think next year I want to see how much I can step into that environment, how much I can accomplish, but there's no rush to it. I think I can take my time, ease into it, just continue working and see what happens after that.
And what are your strengths?
I would say my strengths, I grew up as a midfielder pretty much my whole life, so on the ball, that's kind of what I've always felt comfortable with. And then also my speed. I've always relied on speed quite a bit throughout my life, so I would say defensively that's probably my biggest strength.
Noah, you were able to travel with the first team to Mexico. What was that experience like for you?
I was definitely nervous starting out the trip. But once we got there, I had Caleb White with me, Tyler. I know those guys pretty well, so I knew people that I could talk to a little bit. But I got to know the guys. I got a little bit of a taste of the level. It was a really good trip, playing against two of the teams down there. Really good competition, so it was good.
And what's something you've learned about the first team that surprised you?
I would just say the high attention to detail. Every pass, even in the rondos, the small possessions, it's every pass. It's a level of accountability that's a lot different.
And what advice have the other homegrowns like Tyler and Caleb given you?
Just keep your head down. You got to earn the respect of the guys. Keep working. Just the basic stuff that you would expect them to say. It's not going to come right away, but if you just keep your head down, keep going, you'll succeed.
To my knowledge, NBA is really the only other sport that has a developmental league.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of those guys practice with the NBA guys. What is that going to be beneficial and just watching and learning? You say it's not a rush. Is it just kind of taking everything in?
Yeah, I think for me right now it's taking everything in, seeing how much I can learn and develop and then apply that knowledge down in the twos games, because I can use those twos games as a real focal point and learning opportunity for me, so that way next year I can be as prepared as possible during the MLS season.
How much do you feel like that you're that one step away from being with the big club? I mean, do you feel like talent-wise and just being with these guys that you can play at that level? Yeah,
I think I can play at this level. it's definitely something that I'm gonna have to work my way into the group. You're the new kid on the block. It's a little bit different, but I think with time I can definitely work into the group. I think I have the ability to do so.
¿Cómo fueron tus inicios en el fútbol y estás contento por estar ahora como jugador profesional?
You're gonna have to ask me. Or you want me to translate?
Please.
Yeah, sure. So how did you get started in your soccer career?
Like at the very beginning.
Yes.
Okay, so I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Played local Y ball there, and then played for Eastridge, just rec leagues. Then stepped into Chattanooga FC. It was just I forget, like ENPL, ECNL. It was one of those two leagues, and then spent a few years there, and then transitioned down here into the 14s.
Did you finish high school down? Did you finish high school here? Did you finish high school in Chattanooga?
I'm still in high school.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So are you homeschooled then? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing YSC. It's Philadelphia Union School actually, but
Okay.
we just hop on Zoom with the teachers there.
I know that. Sorry.
No, you're good.
All right. Good.
Well,
Thanks, Noah.
Creo que vengo trabajando muy bien estas últimas semanas.
I feel really good. I think I've been working very well in the last few weeks.
Estuve mucho tiempo parado, como todos saben, por la operación, pero estos meses que estuve parado le estuve metiendo a full a la recuperación y creo que día a día me siento cada vez mejor.
As you guys know, I was out for a long time with the operation that I had, but during those months I was fully committed to my rehab process, so now I'm feeling much better.
Like 90 minutes fit?
Yes.
Okay. So you out here working with the coaches. What were you accomplishing there?
¿En qué estaban trabajando en esa última parte del entrenamiento?
Estábamos trabajando el tema de pases, los giros, como los hago habitualmente en un partido.
We're working on passing and also turning, the movements that I normally make in games.
Sobre todo mi reacción cuando tengo un jugador encima y cuando estoy libre.
Mostly my reaction when I have a player, right on me, marking me, and also when I'm free.
There's a lot of competition now in the center of the formation. How is that for you?
Sí, es una competencia muy sana, pienso yo, en el equipo.
I think it's a very healthy competition we have in the team.
Está bueno tener competencia para todos porque nos hace aún mejores a todos los competidores.
It's good that we have that kind of competition because I think it makes each one of us better.
Y bueno, esto es fútbol, juegan 11 jugadores, así que bueno, esa es una decisión del técnico.
And this is soccer, so we know 11 guys play, and it's up to the coach.
When Ozzy was signed, Carlos said he wanted him to teach y'all some more about the position because you're young players. Have you been able to learn anything from him so far?
Sí, con Osvaldo tengo una relación muy buena, si bien nos conocemos hace poco.
Yeah, with Ozzy, I have a very good relationship, even though we've only known each other for a short amount of time.
Yo me reincorporé hace poco al equipo, así que mucho no hemos podido hablar acerca de la posición, que él me puede llegar a comentar o yo también a él.
I rejoined the group recently, so we haven't had a lot of time to talk, specifics of the position yet.
Y bueno, considero que a medida que pase el tiempo nos vamos a ir diciendo más cosas para poder ser mejores, ¿no?
But I think as time goes on, we'll be able to talk more about that and have better conversations.
Sobre todo que él es un jugador más grande, como vos decís, y con más experiencia.
And as you say, he's a player, who's older with a lot of experience.
How are you feeling within Pineda's system and the tactics now that you've had a lot more time and some ability to work on the field now?
Sí, en cuanto al sistema táctico me siento bien, lo que estamos trabajando es un poco también la idea del año pasado, del último partido, porque bueno, jugamos casi todo el año con línea de 3 y este año cambiamos a una línea de 4.
Yeah, I think with Gonzalo's system, I'm feeling really well, and we're working hard on it. It's a little bit different than what we were playing at the end of last season, because we played mostly with a back line of 3.
Así que bueno, me sentiré cómodo de lo que me diga el técnico, ¿no? Él decidirá si me quiere poner, ¿no? En qué posición y bueno, ahí jugaré.
and I feel comfortable with whatever the coach asks of me, whatever role he needs me to fill.
What's missing for you right now after your long layoff and just being able to get back on the field?
¿Qué crees si te falta algo
Sí,
incorporándote de nuevo al equipo?
sí, pienso que me faltan. Quizás tengo que tener más entrenamientos con el equipo, hacer más partidos de fútbol 11 contra 11.
Just more training sessions with the group, more games, 11 versus 11.
Pero como te dije al principio, me siento muy bien desde lo físico, desde lo técnico, táctico. Pienso que le metí muchas ganas estas últimas semanas y hoy me siento muy bien.
But I feel really good physically, tactically, in every aspect, and I've put in a lot of hard work in the last few weeks.
The team is about to hit the road for a stretch of games. Y'all had some issues on the road last season. How important is it to start to accumulate some points now?
Sí, es muy importante sumar puntos al principio de la temporada, porque bueno, después cuando ya va a la mitad del torneo más o menos hay ciertas posiciones donde ya van encaminadas, como fue el año pasado la de New England, que tuvo un arranque magnífico. Si bien se mantuvo todo el año, al principio habían sacado muchas diferencias con respecto al resto y eso pienso que lo ayudó mucho a ellos.
I think it's really important to pick up points early in the season because by mid-season you kind of see teams already starting to be in their place in the standings, and last year, for example, New England was able to get a pretty big advantage early, and they were able to maintain that throughout the season.
Pero también hay que entender que es una temporada muy larga, de 8 meses, en la cual recién llevamos 4 partidos, quedan 30 y bueno, pienso que todavía falta un montón, ¿no?
But we also understand it's a very long season, 8 months, it's a long season, we know that, so we've only just gotten started, we've only played 4 games so far.
And after rallying to earn that draw in the last game, how did it affect the team's confidence, if at all, in training sessions these past 2 weeks?
Después de remontar en el último partido y conseguir un empate, sí, eso pues ayudó a la confianza del grupo en los entrenamientos.
Sí, por supuesto que aportó para la confianza de todo el equipo, porque estábamos con un jugador menos, perdiendo por 2 goles, no dominando el partido y bueno, haber empatado de esa manera el partido, creo que fue un golpe anímico muy bueno para nosotros.
Yeah, I think it helped the confidence of the group because we were playing down a player and down 2 goals at the time and not dominating the game. So for us to be able to come back, I think it gave us a positive mental boost.
Santiago, I know you like to see your teammates play for their national countries and all that, but is it tough not having them out there to get some consistency when practice and training is going on when they're just kind of coming back for games?
Dice que bueno, siempre es bueno que los jugadores van con las selecciones, pero sí es difícil entrenar sin un grupo.
Sí, bueno, obviamente al no estar todos, no sé si es complicado, pero es un poco distinto porque tenemos que ensayar con otros jugadores, que eso también nos sirve a los que no estamos jugando. Pero bueno, los chicos ya se van a reincorporar esta semana. Lo importante es que no se pierdan ningún partido. Y bueno, eso.
I don't know if it's difficult, but it's different, not having them at training and we get to train with different groups of guys or with new players. But the important thing is they're not going to miss a game, so we know they'll be back this week.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thanks. Tienes un partido importante este fin de semana, el sábado en Washington DC con DC United. ¿Estarás viajando con el equipo considerando que ya te sientes más o menos, digamos, del 100% para estar en ese partido importante?
Just if he's able to travel with the group to this game.
Sí, obviamente tengo muchas ganas de jugar. Me siento bien para poder jugar 90 minutos. Pero bueno, como todos saben, es decisión del técnico elegir los 11 jugadores iniciales. Pero lo que conlleva el partido, yo me siento muy bien. Si viajaré o no, bueno, eso también lo decide el técnico. Así que nada, yo solamente te puedo decir que estoy preparado para lo que me toque.
I'm very motivated to play. I feel like I can play 90 minutes. As I said, ultimately it's the coach's decision who plays and also who travels. So all I can say is I feel fully prepared.
¿Cómo ves la clasificación de Argentina para el Mundial de Qatar 2022 y el partido de hoy? contra Ecuador, que es un partido meramente de trámite. Los dos están clasificados. ¿Cómo ves este partido y la clasificación de Argentina?
His thoughts on the Argentine national team and their game today against Ecuador.
Bueno, primero me pone muy feliz como argentino haber clasificado al Mundial, que es algo muy importante para todos. Si bien en Argentina y quizás en el resto del mundo se naturaliza que Argentina vaya al Mundial, creo que las eliminatorias sudamericanas son muy difíciles.
First of all, I'm very happy that Argentina qualified for the World Cup. I think in Argentina and also around the world, people naturally assume that Argentina is always going to qualify, but the South American qualifying process is very difficult.
Y con respecto al partido de hoy, creo que va a ser un partido muy trabado, muy difícil, porque es un partido a la altura. Si bien están los dos equipos ya clasificados, jugar en la altura no es fácil, tampoco de visitante. Y sabiendo que están los dos clasificados, creo que los dos equipos van a querer atacar y ganar el partido.
And I think the game today against Ecuador will be a very difficult match. I think even though both teams are already qualified for the World Cup, I think playing at altitude will make it tough, and both teams are going to try and go out and win the match and play at a high level.
Are you and Gonzalo talking about you playing the similar position as you played last year, or are y'all talking about maybe you moving up into a center midfielder or even an attacking midfielder position?
Sí, o sea, todavía con Gonzalo, en cuanto a lo táctico, si bien estábamos hablando, la posición que vengo entrenando es la misma de siempre.
Yeah, I'm always talking with Gonzalo, but I think right now the position that I'm training for is the one I've always played.
Okay.
Y bueno, en caso de que él quiera cambiarlo, me lo dirá.
And if he wants to change that, he'll let me know.
Right.
All right, any other questions for Santi?
Santi, real quick, during the last match when Thiago scored his first goal, you were very happy and embraced him after he scored. I was just wondering, what was that moment like and the reaction from the team, seeing his first goal with the club?
Sí, estamos muy contentos por Thiago, porque se incorporó este año con nosotros. Es un excelente jugador, ya lo ha demostrado en Argentina.
We're very happy for Thiago. He's a player who's new to the group. He just joined us this season, but he's an excellent player. He's shown that during his time in Argentina.
Que el otro día haya hecho un gol nos puso muy contentos a todos los compañeros, porque más allá de que ha sido su primer gol, fue un gol que sirvió para empatar.
And when he scored that goal, all of us as teammates, we were really happy. Not just because it was his first goal, but because it was the tying goal in the match.
Así que fue un golazo.
So it was a golazo. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Santi.
Esto, bye.